still remembering the title right now. They would have been turn.
Okay, need tablet now.
Alright, let me see. It's over here now.
Oh, and APR already noticed me. Cool. Well then, hello Internet. It is 2:10 p.m. on Tuesday, September 15th, 2020. I'm Mark Amsrai, DJ Amstrack, and I am holding court. Present in the background are Daniel and Kat.
Almost got Goblet of Fire. Maybe Goblet of Fire.
That's crazy. Because Goblet of Fire, Goblet of Fire was mine first also. And then I went back
Excuse me.
and read. Well, no, wait, I take that back. Because
Today I'm going to be continuing
I went from there. And then I had to go back after reading the entire thing.
Today I'm going to be continuing Shadowrun Returns. Last time,
At least it was in the chamber.
let's see, last time I investigated another dead body and was unable to get quite enough information there. There was a shaman present, the brother of the victim, but McCluskey showed up and told her to get out of there before she could properly contact the spirits that were present in the place. So we made the plan to come back that night. But before that, Coyote found out where her cousin was, what BTL den he'd wound up in. And so we went to go get him out of there and deal with the drug lords, basically, that were responsible for the den. And he wound up opening fire on her, and she killed him in self-defense. She's not happy about that, but he was basically too far gone anyway. So, after that, I ended yesterday's stream to put together a team today and go back and have a stealth infiltration seance.
That's a weird phrase.
Mm-hmm.
Those usually don't go together.
No, stop it. Tablet. What are you doing?
Tabletizing. Tabletizing.
There we go. Okay. Now I can see the chat. Well, now I can see the chat when I launch the game.
Can you see the shot?
Not from here.
The shot, Nyan. Yeah, not sure there's one more. Here comes one.
Hello, Remy.
She's a complete without having eaten something. Can you use this?
Wait, she actually ate something without somebody there to watch her do it? Gasp. Oh. I need to take my pills.
Pills here. Oh no, I forgot about the bigger buttocks burrito. I suppose you need a big enough burrito frequently enough it'll make your buttocks hurt.
Yeah.
This is an inevitability.
You ready to do business now? I can have that runner crew on site as soon as I've got the Nuyen. Yeah, I'm ready to go. Let's see him. Let's see.
I love how the Dilmar's cops kicked out the next of kin. They should, in fact, have brought the next of kin in on the discovery process,
Yeah.
considering she's capable of directly talking to the victim. That's some fairly hard evidence there.
Yup.
That in a world of magic, I can only assume is actually admissible in court.
I wish I knew exactly what what sort of roles I need for this. Like, I'm already a rigger, and I have a shaman on hand. I guess I should have a samurai? I feel like a decker is not going to be a whole lot of help on this one. But I could be wrong. Alright then. That rounds out this party. Let's do this. You return to the docks to meet Shannon Halfsky. Although the Ripper's latest victim was her brother, Shannon appears cool and professional, a consummate runner by birth, if not by trade. She'll get the job done, and hopefully one of the hearth spirits in this place can point you towards the Ripper. Dealing with spirits can be tricky business, but when they deliver, it's pure platinum. One doesn't have to be an Amerindian shaman to summon and control spirits. Anyone with magic talent can do it, but Shannon seems to have a particular connection to the spirit world. As you approach the gate, you know something's not right. The docks, already strange and uncomfortable at night, trigger the need for caution. Then you see it. The guards are missing, and the gate's been smashed in. Oh dear. About time you showed up. Looks like we weren't the only ones who wanted to take advantage of the situation. A bunch of mercs have locked down the area. I don't think they're here for us, though. My guess is there's something worth a bit of coin left in that warehouse. Any chance we can sneak past? Probably not. They've been doing regular patrols around the perimeter, and the front door looks like it's locked. Well, great. So much for stealth. Huh? You there! This block is off limits. We've got a gas leak on the docks here. No loitering. This guy doesn't look like one of the hired mercenaries. Hey, are you even listening? Get out of here! Here we go. Really, guy? They aren't paying you enough. Especially not once Lone Star sends a response team. Frag, I knew she was lying. Told me they'd jammed all the Lone Star channels. Damn it, I'm out. Fan out and secure the area. Uh-oh. Okay, well, time for me to duck into a corner. Missed. What? Thank you.
It has to be like they we're not good.
Nice. There we go. It's out of range. Okay, well, move up and see if you can't do it from there. Oh, it takes 2. Dang it. Okay. And line of sight is blocked. Of course. Missed. Looks like it's the key to the warehouse. Cool. As soon as the last merc hits the ground, the docks become eerily silent. Confirm. You head inside the darkened warehouse with Shannon. Her eyes have that far-off gaze associated with looking into the astral plane. When the world changed, the Native American tribes made a resurgence as well, demanding a place in the New World. They got it. The Salish Council now represents 8.6 million Amerindians across a multitude of tribes. Salish, Makah, Sinsarak, and others. They've adapted to the awakening better than other nations, thanks to a deeper connection to the world, both physical and spiritual. You can see that connection alive in Shannon now. You notice the shift in her focus as she returns to the present. She nods to you. She can sense the spirits in this place. Now you just need to find them. Nice. Yay for mortar robots. There must still be hostiles around. Where are they? So I need to start moving up. There's someone. We were here first, assholes. This is our score. It's the last one. Follow me. Whee! Ares flight recorder. I will now summon the spirit. Forgotten souls. The air grows cold and the spirits of dead children coalesce from the vapor of your breath. Their cherubic faces are burned and their lips quiver as if they are about to cry, but their eyes are round and vacant, and they glare at you now, unblinking. We are the innocents who have perished in the flames, choking on smoke, as we fell from the sky crying for our mothers. You bring anchors to your world, which was once home to us, and we will use them to testify. We no longer see the world of flesh, Seeker, only the essence and auras of living things. Words, though. Words may echo through the veil, and sometimes we may hear them. Last night this place was filled with a scream that went on and on, drawing us to it. It was a man crying out for a witness as he died. and so we came to bear witness, but fled in terror before the malevolent spirit that profaned the man's remains. This spirit was other. It was not of this place. It had twisted its way through the veil and through the dark to come here. When the other had gone and we returned to our vigil, we found two creatures of flesh. One you would call an elf, unsullied by technology and able to channel the energies of the cosmos. Yet his spirit was corrupted from within. He was dark and twisted, yet not like the other, so we did not flee. The second we knew to be a troll. Ribbons of his essence had been flayed from him, leaving cold machinery behind. His aura was the aura of one simple and confused. Between elf and troll lay the remains of the man whose sister now chants to us for justice. The elf, his essence remains in this place, where the man died. Something has been left behind, a small part of him, perhaps. Through us you shall bear witness and hear the words of the elf and troll. Prepare yourself. Your stomach lurches as the spirit passes into you, a heavy presence settling somewhere deep within your soul. You simultaneously feel like driver and passenger as time folds in on itself and you experience the moment after the murder that took place here the night before. You don't so much as see the elf and troll as feel them. You idiot! There's no need to anesthetize him. He's already dead. Sorry, Doctor. I usually put them out before you go to work on them at the hospital. Did this one volunteer too? Yes, they all volunteer. Just like I volunteered for this bit of butchery. Our presence grows weary. One of the spirits stares at the object for a long, long time. It lets out a sigh of relief as if reunited with a loved one after a long absence. It closes its eyes. Its face, once a mask of pain and despair, appears hopeful. May I depart, Seeker? I wish the rest I have long waited for. Yes, go now and rest, Spirit. Thank you. With the spirits gone, the young shaman releases her hold on the magical tether connecting her to the other realm. She reels from the backlash, or perhaps from the emotional toll of knowing her brother's last moments. They saw him. They were with him when he died. You all right? She takes a series of controlled breaths, only shuddering with the first few. No, but I will be. I don't want that for him. Not what those poor souls have endured. My brother deserves to be free. He will be once we find his killer. Yes, the elf and the troll. We have to find that piece of the elf the spirit spoke of. It's our best hope of stopping this. Oh, I can't go any further that direction? Okay. Blood. This is what the spirits wanted us to find. The piece of my brother's killer. It's not much, but it's enough. She scowls at it, looking every bit like she intends to reach through the small sample and dismember its owner from afar. And perhaps she can. Is that enough to target a spell? All I need is a drop, and adequate time. But I'm still feeling quite drained. I'll need to rest before I can try anything so involved. When I'm able, I'll communicate with Bear, consult the spirits, and do what must be done. But in the meantime, you might take some portion of the sample to pursue a more conventional avenue of attack. I have some friends who might be able to help. Good. Let me know if you learn anything about this elf and troll pair. And should you find them, I want to be there when they are brought low. I want to see the light leave their eyes. For my brother. I'll see what I can do. Nothing in there. When you return to the Seamstresses' Union in the early hours of the morning, it seems a completely different place. Bereft of the normal crowd that haunts it, the bar feels desolate, almost abandoned. It's eerie, like the back hallways of hotels and shopping malls. But you finally have a break in your case. A sample of the Ripper's blood. You just need to find someone to help you analyze it. Without its colorful staff, cast of regulars, and posing tourists, the Union feels hollow. The front bar and lounge are deserted, except for a handful of janitors. Gathered around the intimate back bar, Mrs. Kubota and her coterie something. It disappeared too quickly. Evening, sir. What's the word around town, Mr. Cluey? There's been more talk of the Ripper killings. Some people are saying they're hate crimes on account of the victims all being human. What if I told you the prime suspects were an elf and a troll? Still doesn't mean the killings are racially motivated. People are just too quick to label something a hate crime. Check the census. The city is still 66% humans. Close your eyes and throw a rock, you're more likely to hit a human. Doesn't make it a hate crime. Still a crime, though, and that should be enough. This is the first real rise you've seen out of Mr. Cluey, but he reins himself in with a roll of his thick shoulders and a smoothing of his jacket. Don't worry. Not gonna start throwing rocks. Wouldn't want to reinforce the stereotype. I'll leave you to your business, sir. Ohio, would you like some... She stops. Forgive me, Omae, but you look like hell. Long night. She looks you over, noting the signs of your nocturnal activities. She nods. Any run you can walk away from is a good run. I agree. Good to be back in one piece. It's good to have you back. I can tell you have been busy, and I can see by the look on your face that there is something you need. Is this about the Ripper? Yep, I found some DNA evidence and need help analyzing it. That is excellent. I will unlock the piano so you may go downstairs. I am certain someone in the safe house will be able to help you if they are awake. It is likely that you will visit the Matrix before the day is done. May I take a sausage? Take the whole plate. Okay, apparently part of the text that I missed was something about them eating. You've been doing a lot of legwork on this job, but it's going to require a trip to cyberspace and back to ID the Ripper, the Matrix, the cybernetic analog of Inside the Grid, the worldwide computer network. A digital world, information brought to life. Inside cyberspace, your avatar does all the work while your meat body's left behind. All around your avatar are pathways to other nodes filled with data, IC, counter-intrusion programs, and other jacked-in runners. Cyberspace has as many dangers as the meat world and more. Locked doors, security countermeasures, and black IC that can fry a Decker's brain. Every movement you make in the Matrix can be tracked if you aren't careful. Get dump shocked out and your brain gets fuzzy for a bit. Get hit by an enemy Decker, and you can die. Morning. You look like you've been up all night. You look like you've seen some action, too. Where's Doc Castle? Asleep, I assume. Do you need a med kit or something? I need someone to analyze a DNA sample. Doc Castle's equipment isn't really set up for that. He considers for a minute. However, I could employ a semiconductor chip. It could decode DNA using a voltage change instead of light. That would eliminate the use of highly expensive equipment that would be required otherwise. I just read a journal about it, so the information's still fresh. Frankly, it should be easy. What do you want to know about it? The owner's identity. That's beyond me. All I can get you is the gene code sequence. But that's where I come in. David, if you can get me that code sequence, I'm pretty sure we can track its owner down via Matrix run. Oh, will do. Let me have the DNA you want to test. Pantapuck, when David gives me the sequence, I'll jack in and help you trace the blood sample back to its source. If this works, I'll bring back more than just a sample. Whose blood is it? Could be the Emerald City Ripper. No dreck! Wake up, Johnny boy, you've got work to do. And Pantapuck, if you need any gear, I'll be right here. I just got a second wind. Meet you at my rig, Pantapuck. You need some hardware or software? Not right now. But I do need to... I'll give it a proper save, and I also need to spend my karma. I suppose I should do that first and then save. That's what I need. Give me that. Yeah, some extra HP at this point might be a good idea. Actually, no. Since my MO is to stay well out of the way. I'll save the rest of the points until after this particular job. And now, after saving the game, I'm gonna go record my life. Ignore this ad. I actually only started saying that yesterday. It had occurred to me previously, but I didn't have the opportunity to say it.
I love it.
Themselves could do I gotta go for my dad. It's pretty terrible. Not questionable symptoms.
are okay. Okay.
Trust me, that's last
I'm surprised you like the thing about I think Mark
I'll be keeping y'all in my thoughts. And drive safe on the way out there. That's true. Later. I was hoping to get some peace and quiet tonight. You got something for me? I've got a flight recorder. It wouldn't happen to be an Ares flight recorder, would it? Some very powerful buyers are looking for that right now. I can get rid of it for you for, say, 20%. That leaves $2,000 for you. Deal. Pleasure doing business. Thanks to the semiconductor-based gene sequencing system that David employed, we should have the information we need to track the Ripper in the Matrix. I'm really impressed with his results, considering it was his first attempt. He was utilizing an unproven technique he'd read about in a science journal, and he was working from memory on minimal sleep. Sounds fascinating. If there's time later, maybe you can tell me more about it. Yes, maybe we can sit down with David and he can share his research, but let's stay focused. Here's what I'm thinking. We hit the Lone Star DNA database first to see if our donor has a prior criminal record. They have extensive DNA archives. Then we go hunting based on what we find. Let's hit the decks and jack into the Matrix. I can get into their private grid easily, but I've got to warn you, once we're in, it could get a little rough. How much decking experience have you had? No experience, what now? Yeah, I have a TrodeNet here. It's a headband you wear that lets you piggyback me in the Matrix. You'll see and hear everything I do. Your synapses light up as you connect your consciousness to the digital world. Although you aren't jacked in like Johnny, the sensation is overwhelming and electrifying. You can only imagine the way it feels for him. That arch will take us to the next node. Alright then. The data store ahead is defended by intrusion countermeasures. The IC is down. Let's see if there's a match for this fingerprint. Hacked DNA database. DNA match located. 100% match. Arrest records database. Subject, Silas Forsberg. Status, deceased. Profession, chop shop surgical assistant. Priors, breaking and entering, 2 counts. Public indecency, 1 count. Brought in for questioning on accusations of unlicensed plastic surgery. No charges were filed. 100% match to a dead man? Well, let's keep looking. I've got 2 more hits on the name Silas Forsberg. Hacked news article. Newsnet 1. Return on subject. Silas Forsberg. The body of Silas Forsberg, a chop shop surgical assistant, was found in an apartment in Snohomish earlier this week. The body had been there for as long as a month when Forsberg's landlord noticed a rancid smell and contacted authorities. Lone Star representatives have issued a statement saying Forsberg's death has been ruled a suicide. According to reports, his body a mass of puncture wounds, and the cause of death was determined to be an overdose of anti-stress medications and sedatives. The man's employer claims he was a dedicated employee, though he suffered from bouts of depression. Forsberg's next of kin could not be located, but the attorney appointed to his estate has located a will written weeks prior, leaving all of his belongings to his psychiatrist. The identity of the psychiatrist has not yet been released due to privacy concerns. Yet another sad end to a life, as is far too common here in the Sprawl. Now that might be something we can go on. Let's regroup in meat space for a bit. Autopsy records. Subject, Silas Forsberg. Notes, subject was found overdosed on half a dozen different sedatives. Several anti-anxiety medications were also found in his system. Face was mutilated, possibly self-induced. Identity could not be confirmed immediately due to disfigurement. Had to check dental records to confirm. No next of kin. Large puncture wounds were found in several places on the body, possibly large-bore surgical needles. Body had been decomposing for several weeks before the landlord noticed the smell and called the police when no one answered the door. This just keeps getting weirder. Oh, it's facing. Interesting. Whee! So here's what we know. Our DNA evidence belongs to a dead man whose death was never explained. He worked with chop shops, which fits with the living guy that you've met. The Newsnet says he left his estate to his psychiatrist. Maybe finding out who his psychiatrist was will give us our next clue. My gut says we can deck into the medical board's records and reverse trace to find this doctor. You in? Punch it, man. Missed. Oof. Searching medical records, Silas Forsberg. Medical records file for Silas Forsberg located. 2020 to 2030. Pediatric record, partial. One particular pediatrician's entry stands out from the rest. Child suffers from a chronic depression and social anxiety, most likely caused by his physical abnormalities. We've seen many cases like this recently, with the outbreak of changeling children being born. With the aberrant physiology we're seeing, there is no telling what sort of brain functions are affected. Prescribed a series of sedatives last year that seems to have no effect, upping the dosage. Data missing or corrupted. Contact your administrator for help. Oh boy. The file is quite large and takes well over an hour to read through. The final entry, however, is the most significant. It is written by Dr. Henry Holmes. Silas has overcome significant mental disorders and no longer goes through periods of violent episodes. Latest medications have proven especially effective, but I believe that being treated by another elf has significantly impacted his treatment. Unfortunately, my efforts to maintain an emotional boundary with him have proven challenging. He has bonded to me in an unhealthy and frankly unnerving way. His hero worship exhibits itself in the form of mimicked speech patterns and adopting my dress. For this reason, and for the health of the patient, I am assigning another doctor to his case. I will inform him at his next session. Ooh, dumped by his therapist. Got a name now, Dr. Holmes. Let's keep going and find out where he works. Uh-oh. A black I see. There we go. The black IC is dealt with. Employment records located. Henry Hollings Holmes, MD. PhD. Triple H. Check current employment status. Dr. Henry Holmes currently holds the position of Chief Psychiatrist and Administrator at Mercy Mental Hospital, Snohomish, Washington, UCAS. Check previous employers. Psychiatrist in Residence, Mercy Mental Hospital in Snohomish. Attending psychiatrist, private practice. Okay, so he's been at Mercy since 2040. Bingo. Back to meat space again. Reality is at the end of day contextual, and as the meat world comes back into focus, your head once again tries to settle on which world is the real one. While the philosophical question lingers, your meat body demands food and drink. You disconnect from your deck to find that the Union safe house has risen. David looks almost as tired as you do. You can tell that this case has gotten under his skin like it has yours. Any luck in there? We found an exact match for the DNA, but it was linked to a dead chop shop assistant by the name of Silas Forsberg. Now, I have my theories, but what do you think is going on here, Pantapuck? Maybe Silas faked his death. Oh, that's a distinct possibility. What was it that we saw in the autopsy report? Face was so mangled they had to use dental records to identify him. Good catch. That matches up with something I've seen runners try. It's easy enough to find a body shop that'll make a replica set of teeth for you. Find some schlub off the street no one will miss, swap the teeth, and throw the heat off your trail for a while. Lucky I've never been that desperate. But why would he need to go to those lengths? Did the police records have something linking him to a different crime? Had a corp gunning for him, maybe? He had a prior for unlicensed plastic surgery, but that's not going to go far, I don't think. True, wouldn't look too good on someone's record if they wanted to become a doctor. I think this is beginning to come together. The late Silas left all his belongings to a doctor. Dr. Holmes. Employment records have him as the administrator at Mercy Mental, and the picture on his file matches the person you saw downtown. Oh, the same person this DNA belongs to. All the evidence points to him being your killer, whoever he really is. I should go find this Dr. Holmes and ask him some very pointed questions. Please pay him my respects. I always find that high-caliber rounds get the message across. You should clearly hire some friends and go loaded for bear. I side-loaded a ton of valuable data from those Lone Star Matrix nodes. Here's your cut. You're not coming? I think my part here is done. You might want to go sticking your hand into a hornet's nest, but I'm a little more wary of the jobs I take these days. now, I think, would probably be the time to spend that extra and even more. Karma. A-class drones. Despite the hour, Buster is fastidiously put together in another wrinkle-free suit. He shows every indication that he's been up for hours, sunk to his elbows in a dozen crates, each containing objects of sinister matte black hidden beneath curls of straw-colored packing foam. The foam flies about as he inventories the shipment, clinging to every surface except for Buster's immaculate suit. Just in time. I've got a whole slew of new toys in from a supplier back east. Factory fresh and still smelling of their mother's gun oil. Maybe there's something in this batch you'd be interested in? How long you been in the trade, Buster? Well, let's see here. I left Calfree on July 8th, 2038 at 6:13 in the morning. It was a Thursday. From there, I wandered a bit. Plied my skills as a merc in a half-dozen different wars, official or otherwise. Never did take to running the shadows like some of the boys I knew. Too subtle for my tastes, I suppose. Surely there was no shortage of full-scale engagements to be had, so I didn't want for work. Might still be doing it today if I hadn't lost the arm. The replacement looks up to the task. What? This here? No, this is a more recent upgrade, thanks to Doc Castle over there. For a good while, I was sporting something a good deal clunkier. I keep the old one in back as a reminder. It was also stupid. Some Azzies were lobbing smokers behind our lines. More to mess with us than anything. I decided to toss one back, and didn't it just figure that the one I grab ain't a smoker. I got it off, but only just barely. Shredded my old arm, but good. Got plenty of other scars to remember the moment by as well, but the arm was the big one. So take a word of advice from an old soldier. Make sure you're never holding a grenade in one hand unless you just pulled the pin with the other. Now, if I haven't given you reason to doubt my professional competence, how about we talk turkey? What can I get you? Let me see what you got. Ah. Ah, that's a bit better. Doesn't appear to be any difference between those outside of, just aesthetic. Excuse me. Hey, Doc. Just one glance is all you need to tell that the good doctor is exhausted. Her crumpled scrubs are stained with a mix of blood and other fluids too colorful to be naturally occurring in the human body. Her eyes are those of a person who has built up a substantial sleep debt and has no idea when or how to begin paying it off. I'm not one to talk, but you look like Drek. Afraid there isn't much I can do for that. Doc Castle snaps her fingers and calls forth the spirit normally seen perched on her shoulder. It appears from out of the ether, and the doctor immediately seems less fatigued than she was a moment before. Now, what can I do for you? Everything all right here, Doc? Here at the Union? Yes, fine. I'm just getting back myself. Days here tends to be slow, so I volunteer at a medical center on the other side of Touristville, and I had a rough shift. I imagine most shifts in the Barrens are rough ones. By any measure, yes, they are. But today was especially difficult. I didn't hear all the details. All I really know is what came in on the lips of the victims healthy enough to still speak. Apparently, one of the Baron's gangs incurred the wrath of the local Solpa rings, leading to a rolling shootout through the city streets. Several bystanders were injured. But the real mess didn't begin until the party crashed into the yard of an old industrial plant out on Union Hill Road. They woke some sort of toxic spirit, which then began running amok, causing easily as much damage as the initial battle. And we were left to pick up the pieces, of course. But enough about my troubles. Let's hear about yours. Tell me what ails you. Yeah, as cheap as it is, I might go ahead and get the Cyber Eyes. Cyberware causes essence loss. This affects the magic rating of your character, as magic is equal to essence rounded down. Magic is very important for spellcasters. The base number of spell slots available to the caster is equal to half of their magic rounded down. Therefore, losing essence can cause spell slots to be permanently lost. In addition, each point of magic lost increases all spell cooldowns by +1. Casting a spell again while it is cooling causes drain damage to the caster. You cannot have less than 1 essence. Yeah, I'm not a caster, so I'll take some cyberware. If you're looking for runners again, I'm your guy. Discreet service only. Yeah, I'll hire a crew. Jessie Blue did well last time, so let's bring her along again. Exit. Quick save. Proper save. And then I'll see what a Decker can't do for me. The blood you found at the warehouse belongs to a man masquerading as one Dr. Holmes, and you've tracked him to Mercy Mental Hospital, located in the notoriously anti-metahuman farmlands of Snohomish. The drive to the hospital is long and unpleasant. Finally, you reach the walled and gated hospital compound. Despite the pretense of security, the gate is unguarded, unlocked, and open. No one stops or greets you as you drive up to the large, crumbling building. Gothic ramparts top a damaged roof, cracked walls, and broken windows. All around the building is a lawn gone wild. Only the artificial light from within speaks of inhabitants. You walk up the hospital steps to confront Sam Watt's killer and bring an end to the Emerald City Ripper. Excuse me. I need a snack. I'm feeling a little woozy. I'll be back in just a moment. That's a hat. Well, we're an interesting looking band rolling into this sanitarium. Welcome, sir. What business brings you to Mercy Mental Hospital? I'm here to see Holmes, Dr. Holmes. Ah, new customer. Please wait in the common room up ahead. I'll notify the good doctor. It's an automated medication dispensary. It doesn't recognize you, so nothing happens. Hey, guy, have you seen Josie? I don't think so. I know, right? I haven't seen him in days. Dr. Philippe told me not to worry about it. He says I worry too much. But who am I supposed to play chess with? Donnie over there can't suss more than match 4. Josie sounds like quite a guy. What's he look like? Well, he's big, and he's got a big gold ring. The doctors let him keep it when he got here. Sometimes he lords it over us, but I'm sure if I had a ring like that, I would do the same. He says he won it playing for the Screamers in the Super Brawl years back. Urban Brawl, huh? That's a rough profession. Not too rough for Josie. He says he went whole seasons without any injuries. He was usually playing Outrider, though. Will you at least help me look for him? I have this key I swiped off the day guard, but they keep a close eye on us. You could have a peek in the infirmary and see if there's a record or something. He might just be in a cool-off room and they won't tell me. I'll see if I can find something. No promises. Okay, I'll be right here if you do. Hello, stranger. You look new here. Are you new here? I'm Pantapuk. Who are you? Name's Donnie. That's my name, Donnie. D-O-N-N-Y. I knew I didn't recognize you. I know everybody in this place. Everybody. Well, everybody on the first 2 floors. Anyone I should look out for, Donnie? No, not on this floor. Only us calm ones are allowed up in the cafeteria. If you're violent, you have to eat in your room. I'm looking for Dr. Holmes. Donnie's face blanches. I don't think you really want that. Not really. What's that supposed to mean? Around here, you don't want to attract the attention of the doctor. If you stay quiet, life is much easier. Much easier. Well, you don't want to talk to me. I don't work here. I'm not crazy enough for that. The stench of blood and mold gets ever stronger as you move closer to the infirmary. The patient information for Josiah C. Dawson is open on the cyber terminal. Occupation retired, allergies none, medications, alprazolam, Rebexetine. Reason for stay, post-traumatic stress disorder. Status, deceased. Patient had undocumented cyberware in the left arm, as well as multiple pieces of shrapnel in various locations. Complications would likely arise if transplanted to another host. The rest of the body is in excellent condition and can be used to improve other subjects as well as fulfill some custom requests. Ugh. Surgical cart is strewn with gruesome tools, motorized saws, and metal vices. A severed arm lies next to the zipped body bag. The arm looks human and appears neatly severed at the elbow. There's a large gold ring on the index finger. Its owner is probably the occupant of the bag. Take the ring. You slip the heavy ring off the cold finger and feel its weight in your hand. Inside is an engraving. It reads, Screamers 2048. You find an unlabeled Trivid disc. You have no way of playing back the disc at this time. So did you see anything? I'm not sure how to put this. What? Tell me! Did he get released? Maybe you should have this. You mean he... Oh God. Well, thanks for your help. The noise of a scratchy PA system blasts through the room. Attention! Pantapuk, please report to the North Hall to meet with the administrator. The elf standing before you may quite possibly be the ugliest elf you've ever seen. His meticulously clean lab coat, formal jacket, and old-fashioned bow tie give him the look of an undertaker from centuries past. Excuse me. As you approach the window, he locks eyes with you, smiling a thin, unnerving smile. Good day to you. How can I help you? Dr. Holmes, I presume. You're a hard man to reach, especially considering you're dead. I'm sorry, who's dead? He acts genuinely confused, but he can't seem to drop the smile from his lips. Alright, if that's how you want to play it. Dr. Holmes, I have reason to believe you're involved in the Emerald City Ripper killings. Holmes forces a sigh through the plaster grin on his face. We see so many delusions in this place, and still I can be surprised. I suppose I shouldn't be. After all, this is a place for broken things. It's only fitting that a broken mind should seek us out. Guards? That guard is not very, not very good at their job. Not enough AP. Okay, well, next turn. Fine. End. It seems that the good Dr. Holmes has something special planned for you. I'm afraid I can't let you leave. You know you won't be getting paid after I kill your boss, right? Good luck in the basement. Holmes and Petezel are waiting. Clock stopped, probably displaying a time from 40 years ago. Well, that's useful. Nice. Cool. Yeah, there was vitamin D that got apparently stuck in the idea. Here we go. Buyer records. It's good stuff to know. Is that all we have in here? What? Huh. I guess that's actually the only way to progress here, so... The nearby intercom speaker crackles to life. The voice of Dr. Holmes begins to blare from it. Attention all personnel, we have a dangerous patient loose inside the facility. Subject is a male dwarf, but may be coordinating with other violent offenders. Use all necessary force. As you venture deeper into the asylum, you see that the inside is every bit as bad as the outside. Gone is any attempt to uphold sanitary hospital aesthetics. With peeling paint, cracked floors, and exposed conduit, the pretense of mental care is shattered. In this modern era, Mercy Mental Hospital is a throwback to the barbaric asylums of old, prisons and torture chambers rather than places of healing. It's clear that Dr. Holmes is spending his money on something other than this facility. You continue on. Holmes can only run so far. I need more to drink. And also my leg needs to wake up. Ow, 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 ow. Why do I always sit cross-legged? Ugh. Pain, pain. Pins and needles, pins and needles. Hey, Mom? Could you do me a huge favor? Sure. Could you pour me more drink? My leg is really, really asleep right now. I was going to just do it myself, but it's taken too long to wake up. Okay. Those over out of reach, so I'm not tempted to take any more. Stay back! Open the cells! They'll kill us all! Let's get a view down the corridor. Thank you so much.
Not yet.
The intercom begins speaking as soon as you approach. Holmes must be watching from somewhere. You don't understand, do you? This is a place for broken things, but only by further breaking them can they be remade. And so, we must break you. Let's use some non-violent means to handle those guys, if at all possible. Well, that doesn't make me very happy. What is that? Exsurgent. Okay. Whoa. Dude. What is this thing? like doing that, but... Oh, wow. The surgical cart contains a gate key. There's an unlabeled Trivid disc in the second drawer. Smell of rotting flesh is immense. The remains appear to be from multiple metahumans. From another intercom, Dr. Holmes continues. Someone once told me that I was a broken thing, but he also said I could remake myself. He wanted to break me down so I could put myself back together again. And I did, but only after I broke him. I could remake you as well. What wonderfully twisted thoughts must churn in a mind such as yours. But I'm more inclined to use you for your parts. all means, come. You have proven yourself a truly fine specimen. I can think of 100 uses for one such as you. The Trivid player holds a collection of personal diaries. Some of the video files are missing. Insert and playback Tridio 1. Got some cutout chips in last week, tried them out on the patients with violent flashbacks, hoping it would at least mellow them out some. It was like night and day. Once the chip was installed, all of their psychotic break triggers were blocked. Ms. Yuskin has gone 4 days without attacking the staff or herself. In today's interview, Ms. Yuskin told me she hated her legs, said they were stumpy, unattractive. I haven't done a transplant in years, but I offered to give her new legs. Her face lit up like it was Christmas. At least her cutout can block out the surgery and painful recovery process. I've put in an order to the organ grinders to send me anything leggy. Maybe I'll get some elf legs in and see how she likes them. I was walking to the organ grinders downtown, and there was some kind of event happening at Megamedia. They had a puppet there from Maria Mercurial's label with a Personafix chip installed, making her an exact doppelganger. They were just using her to hawk some SimSense re-release of a Mercurial live show, but it gave me an idea. The cutouts, the body modifications, and my healthy supply of patience. I'm perfectly set up to be a Bunraku fixer. I can find a supplier for Personafix chips, I can sell full-service Bunraku, even program the behavior trees. Found a buyer for the first Bunraku. A man in the Barrens offered me 20,000 new yen for the female troll I've been modifying. He likes them big, he says. All that's left is to arrange delivery. He says he can put me in touch with some more buyers if I'll accommodate special orders. These morons' lives are already over anyway. The least they could do is line my pockets. Before you is a medical lab turned torture chamber. The smell of old blood and decayed flesh permeates the room. Gory stains speak of the body's fluids spilled without regard for well-being or hygiene. There are bodies, probably former patients, trapped in hideous machines, enduring horrific experiments. The subjects you can see all appear dead. Any that aren't must wish they were. You've chased Holmes to his lair. Just as his face reveals an ugly soul, so does his safe haven, it would seem. Holmes, Silas, the Emerald City Ripper. The elf is a monster beyond compare. It's time to end this. Another intercom crackles at your elbow. One solid blow would offer a few moments of blessed silence, but this is also a rare chance to get a word in on the good doctor, who greets you with more of his chittering laughter. You are a persistent one. A fine specimen indeed. How much longer are you going to hide, Doc? Hide? Nothing of the sort. I'm simply an observation, and what I have next in store should prove most illuminating. Patezel, subdue them. That was an unpleasant noise. Ooh. Interesting. Arrgh. Ha! Miss. I blocked line of sight on both of them, dang it. Oh no. There we go. Can't you do anything right, Peitzel? Tezel? However that's pronounced. There's Dr. Holmes. Nothing particularly interesting back there, so... Excellent. Holmes drops to the ground, the light in his eyes fading fast. But something keeps the shriveled husk of his soul stuck to this mortal coil for a few moments more. This is a place of broken things. I remake them. She asked me to remake her. He manages one more laugh, his glazed eyes rolling toward a workbench across the way. She was playing both of us. Yeah, action points upgraded. Then, with a final bloody whimper, the Emerald City Ripper breathes his last. Holmes's workbench falls somewhere between coroner's slab and medieval torture device. It is decorated in the many colors of death and littered with the instruments of that trade. To one side there is a leather-bound journal stuffed with uneven pages. To the other is a poxec, its small screen still glowing. Beneath the bench is a rolled sheaf of papers, held closed with a tied length of surgical tubing. The bench has clearly played host to numerous bodies over its lifetime. It includes limb restraints as well as skeletal traction mechanisms. At this table, Holmes likely dismembered bodies or quite possibly put them back together. The tackiness of the blood suggests it has been used relatively recently. Leafing through the pages, you find few intelligible entries. Holmes may not have been a real doctor, but his handwriting certainly fits the stereotype. Stuffed in the last few pages is a copy of a disinterment order from a local cemetery, with the grave's occupant marked as Melinda Watts. Access the pocket secretary. Holmes is still logged in, granting you access to his currently loaded files. Prominent among them is a hospital report from a donor program. It lists the organs beside the names and vital statistics of the recipients. Your eye catches Sam Watt's name beside the entry for liver. Also on the list are the Ripper's other known victims, along with several others who may have shared in the same fate. There's also a large sum of new yen which can easily be transferred to your account. Unfurling the large sheet of paper, you discover a diagram of the human female form rendered to an impressive level of detail. It appears to be the blueprint for making Holmes's very own monster. Meow. Meow. What is it, Remy? Meow. Let me get these out of your way, and maybe you can jump up there. Or maybe you want to jump up here. Meow. Cute Remy. Come on, jump up. It's really cute when you sit there, you know. Or up here. Come on. Meow. Meow. Here you go. Meow. His chip slot is still fresh, the open wound pink and wet and lurid. His voice drips innuendo, but his eyes say nobody's home. Well, hello there. Did you come to play? Are you okay? How long have you been here? Of course we're okay. We're ready for a little party. You want to have a little play party with me? By your name? She's assembled in standard config. Face of the... Ow! 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 She slipped and she sunk a claw into my stomach in trying to right herself.
Don't you come over here like that.
A little bit of blood there. She's assembled in a standard config. Face of a schoolgirl, body of a stripper. You'd need some thick beer goggles to miss the work she's had done. Persona Fix chip wiper. Huh. Erase Holmes programming. His eyes focus and his hand raises slowly to touch his head wound. The fingers come away wet and sticky. Panic twitches at the corner of his mouth as he surveys the room. First you, then the girl, then down to his own body, which is no longer his. Sweet Jesus, what did he do? What am I? He begins weeping, his body racked in great, inconsolable heaving sobs. Can I not do the same for her? I can't interact with her at all. Bless you. As you approach the exit, you realize that Shannon lingers quite a few steps behind. Looking back, you see that she is half-turned, looking pensively toward the horror show of Holmes' lab. Finally feeling your eyes on her, she faces you and raises her head in a proud, almost defiant manner. We have done much good here tonight. We have removed 2 vile creatures from this world, and so ended a growing shadow they cast upon the city. Our paths crossed and joined, and we did this thing together. But now here our paths must divide. I could sure use your help with what's coming. And I'm sure I could use your help with what I must do next. A distant cry of pain echoes down from somewhere above, and the young shaman pauses to listen to the tortured sound. There is still more work to be done for both of us, but what must be done differs for each of us. I came here to find justice for my brother, and that has been done. His spirit can now find rest, but there are other victims of the Ripper, both alive and dead, who still struggle to be at peace. Many of them are here in this place, filling the halls with their torment. I cannot leave them behind. But the spirits have something else in store for you, a different path. You must finish what you've begun. You must confront the first evil that fostered the one we have just ended. I suppose I can respect that. Thank you. Thank you for everything. Because of you, my brother's killer has met swift justice, and justice of the only sort such a man as Holmes deserved. Death. I will now set to the task of healing those he has left behind. For every madman we faced here tonight, there are a dozen innocent souls crying out in need. The spirits of the departed will also need help in passing, or else I fear they may become like those we met in the hangar. They all deserve my help. And what about Lone Star? They can't be far behind. When they enter that room back there, they will have no thoughts other than thoughts of promotion. With the Ripper in hand, my brother will be forgotten, along with all the other victims. But so too will I. They will not be a problem. Whether that's true or not, Shannon's confidence and very presence seem capable of making it true. Good luck to you, Pantapuck. I hope you can find the same justice for your friend that I found for my brother. Thank you. I appreciate that, and good luck to you. The ride back to the Seamstresses Union is quiet compared to the pandemonium left behind at Mercy Mental Hospital. Lone Star squad cars pass you on the road, sirens blaring, no doubt in response to the aftermath of your showdown with the late Dr. Henry Holmes, the Emerald City Ripper, the man who violently repossessed the internal organs of Sam and Jessica's mother, Melinda Watts. And although the killer is dead and his grip on the city is broken, it's clear he wasn't working alone. There are loose ends aching to be tied. The taxi turns onto Redmond Way, cruising past now familiar landmarks until the Seamstresses Union, in all its decadent, seedy glory, materializes between swipes of its overworked windshield wipers. Time to evaluate your next move. The Union is quiet this afternoon. The salarymen and wage slaves haven't migrated from nearby offices and suburbs to dabble in the exotic yet. And that seems a good place to call it for the day. I have a lot of karma to spend, which I guess I'll do next time. Thank you for watching, folks. I'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern to continue this, find out what's next for this Shadowrunner. What loose ends remain to be tied up. So yeah, thanks again, and I hope to see you next time. Later, everybody.